Okay, so I hand walked her down to the trail. Now I'm out here. I'm hooking up my vest. Good girl. And then we're going to walk forward, take a left turn, which is going to kind of aim her towards the barn, and then we're going to go away. Nope. Look, she's going the wrong way. That's okay. Oh. So she's a little like she doesn't want to go out. That's normal for a horse that hasn't been out. And last time I hand walked her. So I have a stick, I have spurs, so I'm ready with everything. Oh, that's what's making the noise. Oh, you're going to have to push her in the beginning. But nothing horrendous. So I don't feel like she's scared. She just feels like she doesn't want to do it. But I just stopped and gave her a little treat for coming out here and then walked off, and she didn't go backwards or do anything bad there. So that's a good sign. So that usually just means they gotta get out here and learn, you know, this is their new job now and they're okay. We're heading downhill. She feels just a little pacey going down the hill. So all the hills, we don't want to encourage the pace. So you're going to see I'm going to make her walk pretty darn slow down all the hills so she's not pacey. If it's a hill that you can serpentine down or kind of slalom back and forth, that's what I would do, because that helps to break up the pace, or you could leg yield them. Good girl. And I'm just sitting way back to help her get her weight on her hind quarters, because otherwise the pacey ones, they just want to swing down the hill. So you're trying to encourage them using their muscles. So we don't want her to get too fast. And you can feel when they're pacing, when it's down a hill, they really feel like they have a big side-to-side motion. Not so much up and down, because I'm going slow, so it's like a pace walk. But we don't want to pace walk. We don't want to pace anything. Okay. So now she can walk a little faster. She's doing fine. And then we're going uphill, so I'm going to push her to get her to engage her back end. So I don't want her to run up it. I just want her to use herself. So I'm going to push one leg and the other little stick. So every time it goes uphill, I'm going to make her walk a little fast towards her running walk and get her to use herself, because that's the only way you're going to build up their muscles when you're on the trail. Okay, so if it's flat and she can walk at a flat walk, that's what I'm going to do. I do have to keep tapping her a little bit. And anytime it's uphill, I'm going to speed up, and anytime it's downhill, I'm going to slow down. So that's what you do for a pacey horse. Okay, that's not what you would do for a trotty horse. A trotty horse, you go downhill faster and uphill slower. Okay, they're the reverse of each other. So if she pulls on the bit at all, I'm just holding pressure till she gives. Then I'm trying to keep it a soft rein so it has a little loop in it, but it's short enough that I can guide her. Since this is her first time out here, we don't want her on a big loose floppy rein where there's no guidance. She's got to know I'm here for her in case something comes up. The cows are going to come up in a minute, so I'll start off with me on her back. We'll see how she does. And if she needs help, I'll get off and we'll go up to them either way. I can hear them. So if you're coming up to something and you're nervous, like I'm looking out for the cows, I don't see them, so they're probably in that little back part. First thing you do, shorten your rein so you're ready. Widen your hands, take a deep breath in and out, so you're relaxed, because the horse is going to feed off of you. If you're nervous, they're going to get more nervous. So I'm looking around so I know exactly where the cows are. I see them, they're up ahead. So we're going to kind of cut through to get to them, but I want to make sure I'm not behind me. Now we're going uphill, so I also got to focus. There we go. So I kind of, that stick, if you have a dressage whip, it helps a lot. Let's go over here. They're right over here right now. Good girl. So the bull's over here, so I got to be a little careful. That's the big one in the back. And we don't want to get too close, because it looks like somebody just have a baby or something. Something's going on. So we want to stay far enough back, because that big one's a bull and you can charge the barbed wire fence. Oh yeah, think they just had a baby. So we're going to stay far away. You got to know with cows, when you're getting them used to cows, you got to be aware of everything. And people get clueless and they don't know it's a bull and they start screwing around with it, or they don't know the mama just had a baby, because the other cows will charge you because they're trying to protect everybody. Okay, so you got, when things like this are going on, you got to keep enough space away. All right, so we're going to sit here for a little bit. I don't know if you can see it. I dropped a bag of grain on the ground from up here so she can eat it. And see, now she's more focused on that than the cows. That one did have a baby, and it just happened. Never seen a bull around a baby, so this is interesting. And so he's kind of guarding it himself, but she doesn't care, and they're mooing and doing all sorts of stuff. So I'm going to let her sit here and eat, and then we're going to go on a little bit further trail ride. But so far, so good with her. She just needs encouragement and somebody who can help her with things and knows what they're doing. Otherwise, if you didn't, she would probably screw with you. She'd act like she wasn't going, but so far she's pretty simple. Okay, so since I'm trying to work on her gait, I'm trying to make her walk out most this time. I'm trying to make her flat walk, because the only way to get her flat walk and running walk faster is for me to make her practice it. And we're going to do that now while she has energy for going out. A lot of them will get the energy coming back, but we don't want to walk too fast home. Okay. So she's got a nice head shake. I'm moving back and forth in the saddle. She's very smooth. I got a downhill right here, so I'm half halt. Sit back, take your leg off. Perfect. She didn't pace, so we're good to go. Just a pipe we have to step over. She did not care at all. We haven't seen anything else except birds in the trees, which she's doing fine with. And we have all that construction going on at the barn. She did great with that. So I wouldn't expect that. She doesn't act like a spooky horse. It's more like a horse that's going to test you to see what you know. And can you make her gait well? But again, so far she's gaiting just great. She really hasn't paced, because I've kept her slow down the hill. And on the flatter going uphill, she's pretty good. If it feels unsmooth, you just got to push her sideways. She missed her footing there. See? Can happen to any of them. That's why you always want to sit back. Something like that, it's easy to fall forward and knock the horse off their feet, because she's not a big horse. So I don't care if her head's up as long as it's not sky high. There, she's getting a little step pacey. It was smooth, but I could feel she was shortening her step, so I'm bending her to the right, and I pushed her off my right leg. So we want her to use the correct muscles. The only way she's going to do that is us making her instead of her cheating, right? It's just like school. Somebody gets the test, cheats, you never really learn any of the stuff. You're just cheating. So we're trying to make sure she learns. And she thinks something's in these woods. All the horses do. Something probably is. Okay, so we'll see if she's paying attention here. She's got to step over a root, go over some rocks. Good girl. I thought she did well. Okay, so she's sucking back a little bit as I'm going by these trees. I just asked her with my leg. When she didn't respond, I just gave her a little tap with my stick. Nothing hard, just reinforcement. Now I'm bending her to the right again, trying to get her not to step pace. Now she's good, so I'm just leaving her alone. Nice 4-beat gait. No, now she's step pace and it just changed. But you said, I don't know if you saw, she just brought her head up, so that's a way to tell. She might be step pacing, her head's way up and she's smooth. Sorry, that might have worked before, but not anymore. You gotta use yourself. So with her, if I just bend her or push her sideways a little bit, that usually helps her get out of that step pace. Okay, going downhill, so just a little on the pacey side, but not actually hard pacing. Okay, so now we got some uphill coming up. So it's uphill, some crevices, and some rocks. So we're going to push her, try to get some running walk out of her. This is fine, even though her head's down. I'm trying to make sure you can feel her pushing and driving from behind and not just pulling with her front legs. I'm using my leg, but I'm having to keep engaging her with that stick. She's like, I never had to use myself with this before. You want to kind of feel that engine, her back end, pushing us up this hill. You can't feel that, they're usually not. They're usually just swinging. Depends what kind of horse you're riding, though. This is for a walking horse. The other horses will feel different. Okay, but with her, I'm trying to get her to engage her back in and push me. I'm going to give her a break because I'm sure she's not used to doing this stuff. So we're going to give her a break right here in the shade. We'll give her a reward for what she just did. So each time I start off, she's kind of like, you sure you want to go? But all I got to do is tap her with the stick and not very hard, and off she goes. So she's just going to test a little bit. And sometimes people fail those tests, and then the horse becomes worse and worse. So it's really easy. You ask them to go, they don't go, you give them a little more incentive to go. And then here and there, since this is her first time out here by herself, I don't know if she's ever been ridden alone, I'm giving her some treats. So I know she likes food, so she's getting a reward from coming out here by herself. And when we start heading home, I'm not going to give her any more rewards because I know she'll go home and they don't need any more incentive to walk home. And then knowing that's home. Okay. So here we got a little incline again, so I'm going to use it to her advantage. I'm shortening up just a little. I'm going to push her off my left leg because she's kind of fading off to the left. And I'm trying to make her walk a little faster. There we go. And you can kind of hear her footfall. And I'm just trying to keep her straight and keep the same speed. Okay, now we're going to go downhill. I'm going to stop recording. Because she's smart, we started going uphill. She just started herself going faster. So that's good. That's a sign she's trying to do the right thing. Just don't want her head super low because she'll get more weight on her front end. You'll see her jerking back and forth because she just doesn't know how fast to go. This is a big workout for her. When the horses have been swinging themselves on the trail and then you start making them walk and use themselves, they get tired. They haven't used those muscles. Okay, so now we're going to slow down and just relax and walk slower and take a break for a minute. Now all the horses look here. Sometimes there's kids out. Sometimes it's just a bunch of stuff. So she's looking. She's a little nervous. So what do? I shorten up. Take a deep breath in and out. Oh, I'm totally relaxed. I see a ditch, so I got my left spur right by her side. So if she jumps sideways, you try to avoid the ditch. So you're trying to be aware of every single thing that's around you as you're riding them, just like you're driving the car. You know, is there a car next to you, behind you, in front of you? So if you see somebody swerving, you got to be like, how can I avoid them and not get in an accident? So that's what I'm doing. I'm looking around, trying to see what she sees. She's snorting. That means she smells something funny, maybe pigs or something. And she's trying to get a better sense. That's what that noise is that you hear. Okay, she's not doing anything freaky. She's just trying to assess her own safety. So I'm right here with her. These are my reins. They're nice and short, but I'm not pulling on her at all. Just straightening her head a little bit. Oh, they made a basketball court. So she's seen a basketball court today. You can't wait for balls to be bouncing to be going by that, huh? Wonder who lives there. Okay, so she's looking at it. You want to look more? Remember, they see different than us, so she sees out of the side of her head, so she's going to turn her head side to side. And I'd rather have them do that at a standstill. See her turning her head? She's looking with her right eye. I'd rather have them do it at a standstill than walking and trip. Okay, she just gave a big sigh. That means she doesn't care anymore, so it's time to go. We'll probably walk up to this tree, and then maybe we'll try a little canter because she's tired. She's got the whole way to go back, too. Okay, there's a parking lot up here, so sometimes they're a little spooky, so we'll see if she'll canter off or not. Nope, she didn't. But she racked. So that's okay. It's her first time up here, and sometimes they're scared, so at least we know she can rack out here. Okay, so we're going to go up. But she did fine. She just didn't care. Good girl. We got the parking lot and the road. Okay, now I'm going to slow down so she can catch her air. So now we're going to start heading back, but she stops and stands very nicely. And here she heads back down to calm now that we're past the parking lot. So all that's good. So here and there she's tripped a little bit. It has not been anything horrendous except that one big trip that I got on the video. Some of it feels like she's just, not overly paying attention, and she catches her toe. And then once or twice it felt like right now when I'm on the rocks that possibly her soles could be a little bit thin. So you might want to put something on her soles to toughen it up. If it keeps happening, you could x-ray your feet and just see what's in there. And it also helps the shoer to see how much toe they have to work with and how much sole they have to work with. But that's my opinion so far. I might roll her toe just to help her toe get out of the way. When you rock her a shoe, and that's what I do next if they're having problems, I always like x-rays because we want to see how much sole they have. So can we take some of it away or not? Because you don't want to do that if they have thin soles. Then you'd rather just put a square shoe on. Okay, so nothing horrible. You see how she is on your trails. These trails have a lot of rocks, so if their feet are not tough or used to it, they can be trippy, and they got to pick their feet up a lot to get over this stuff. But now you'll see I have her on a totally loose rein. I'm not gating. She's just walking out a little bit, and she's fine. She's not spooky. She's not looking around a lot. But you'll see her natural head carriage is low, so that means again more weight's going to be on that front end. So when you're going over things and you don't want them to trip, you always want to try and get their weight a little bit more on their hind quarters. So not everybody goes flying forward if they do trip, because they can rock back. So it's nice that you can ride her like this, but if she's tired, you don't want her head on the ground, not paying attention, because that, then when they trip more, they're already close to the ground, they're just going to fall forward. But overall, I think she's a nice horse. She's doing well. She's gotten much, much better in a short period of time, so I can only show you that if you work with her, she could be, a very awesome horse. Just got to put the time in. Okay, so I'm going to show you, we're going down a hill, so if I help her, she's pretty smooth. She's a little on the pacey side, but not bad. Now I'm going to drop her. So if I just let her go, she just sped up, and she's just pacing. Okay? So yeah, can you get down the hill like that? Sure you can, but you don't want to promote the pace. So that's why I always say, if they're pacey, help them slow down, make them use their muscles. Okay? Because she's tired. She's like, I'm not gonna use my muscles unless you make me. Kind of like the trainer at the gym, like, I'm not doing one more rep unless you scream at me. So neither is she. She's tired now. She just would rather just pace down the hill and get there than use her muscles. So we're just going to go slow and steady and try not to pace anymore. But I just like people to see the difference, because everybody wants that big, loose, floppy rein. And you can do it if they're like, now she's on flat, so she's okay, and I can still steer. But when I start gating, I want to help her engage, because I want to get the best out of her. I can get something out of her like this. It's just not as good. Okay, so it's going to start going uphill. So I'm going to shorten up a little bit, and we're going to start walking faster. Good news is we're heading home, and she's not in any rush. See how much better a walk this is? She's doing good. Okay, now I'm going to give her more breaks, because now we're going downhill again. But look, she's barn sour, so she'd be trying to run home now. She doesn't care less. Probably because she wants more cookies. Yep, that's what I thought. She just tried to stop. No cookies going home. Hi. You guys can stay on the trail. I'll go around you. There's Pricker, so have a good one. Hi. Okay, that's the only people we've seen, but she did good with that. It goes up a little bit. What I'm going to do is shorten way up and see if she'll rack a little bit. Okay, she can. So when I want her to rack, I just shortened way up, picked her head up a little bit, and just closed both of my legs. So she did it very nicely, but I was going uphill. So in time when you're trying that, you want to try it uphill or on the flat, or a slight incline. But you got to create a lot of energy behind it. If you don't, then she might step pace or pace. So let's see if it goes. No, it goes downhill. So I'll put you back on when I find another incline, and we'll try it again. It goes downhill, uphill, and then over a stump. I always slow down, because otherwise the horses don't pay attention and they hit that stump. So you go through gullies, slow down, go down the hill slow, and then if you speed up a little bit, slow down right in front of any holes, rocks, or stumps, so they know to pick up their legs and get up over it. Okay, so now my reins are real long. Just doing all these tests for you. So I can still control her, I can neck rein her. I just got to pick my hand way up if I have to help her. So see, we're going down a hill, so I'm half halting with one hand, but I have my rein right kind of up to my chin. Now I'm going to let her go. Now she's good. So you can still straighten her and everything, but it takes a lot more movement with that one hand to hold her straight versus the two hands. But she's walking out nicely. So she can do the stuff on the long rein. You just, you got to make sure that you can help her, though. Sometimes people can't do that with a long rein. And see how she just tripped, because I can't steer as well with this one hand to avoid things as much than I can with two. Okay, so I think this is a hill. We're going to try and speed up and rack her up it. So I'm picking her head up, both legs. She actually foxtrotted, so she has a lot of different things in her. So she's like, I'm tired, I'm going to use those muscles instead. So she just foxtrotted up it, and that was fine because she got us up the hill, but you'll feel a soft bounce. So if she does that, that's what it is. It's totally fine. She's getting tired, so she's trying to use other muscles. Okay, let's see if she can do it here. There she goes. Good girl. So she can rack. She has lots of different things she can do. You just have to know how to ride it out of her, and then just keep building her muscles up, and she's going to have all sorts of different things she can use on the trail to help her. I can tell she's pretty tired now, though. Okay? She's like, yeah, Gaye, stop testing me. Okay. Let's see if she stops. Oh, that's good. I didn't even touch her. She knows what's coming next, right? You were such a good girl. Okay. If you ride them right, you can find out all sorts of stuff they can do, what she can do. It's just then you just decide what you want them to do and how to keep them smooth and how to help them to get it and build those muscles, get them conditioned to gait. I forgot to mention, she is sliding in the back, and it's just this footing, so it depends what footing you're riding her on, but if she keeps sliding, then shoes with like traction shoes would give her more grip so she doesn't slide in the back. And a lot of walking horses slide because they slide their feet, and then when it's slippery they just slide more. But if you put a shoe that has like a ridge on it, or you put a shoe and put some studs in it, if you don't have traction shoes, that can help so they don't slide in the back. So you don't want them to sit down, while you're going down stuff. I can't remember if I said it before, but she needs conditioning. She's out of shape. Okay. So what I got so far is she'll do flat walk and she'll do a running walk out here, especially when she leaves. On the way back, that takes more energy and she's tired. She'll rack when it's flat or a slight incline. If it's too steep, she foxtrots. So this is my last test. This is steep, so I'm going to push her past her speed and see what she does. But I think she'll probably foxtrot or canter. Yep, she's foxtrot. Okay, so that just helps you to know what you can get out of her in time.